Okay. Hi. Welcome to May's monthly media. I liked how the last one turned out. I mean, it wasn't perfect, and I don't think this one's going to be that good either because I either film it now or I film it at the start of next month, and I'm not doing that. Yeah. I the last video that I did, the last monthly media, um, I was okay with it. I wasn't that happy with it when I posted it, but I think I had just watched it way too many times for me to like it. Someone actually listened to one of the songs that I recommended, and that made me like so happy. I don't think you understand. So thank you to that person. I have a lot more things to recommend to you guys today. Okay, I think I messed up the camera a little, but it's fine. Everything's fine. But let's get into my May music. What do we want to start off with? I guess I'll start off with what I was really liking at the start of the month, which I'll do my top songs first, and then I'll move into the rest of the stuff. Um, my first song is "One for the Road" by Arctic Monkeys. That's off the AM album. I've been listening to that a lot over the last 2 months. I was also listening to a couple things off of that as well, like "Why'd You Only Call Me When You're High" and like "I Want to Be Yours" as well. I'd really like to get that album on CD. Speaking of CDs, I didn't get any this month. I almost bought um Paramore's, I don't know, the one with the red sofa and it has like songs like Franklin and stuff on it. I almost bought that because I've been wanting to collect all of the Paramore albums for a while and I only have one. But yeah, no CDs this month. But anyway, yeah, "One for the Road" by Arctic Monkeys. I have been really into that song. Well, I was. I've kind of overplayed it now, but I don't know, just it like scratched an itch in my brain and yeah, that'll be something that I come back to in a couple months and start overplaying again. But yeah, that and then "Godzilla" by With Confidence. I was listening to that song a lot when I was probably 14. Yeah, I think I was in year 9 and I was listening to it then, and I didn't really remember the song properly, but I remembered the album cover, so I thought I want to go back and listen to this song, and I did, and I didn't even realize then how good that song is. I really like that song. So yeah, it's kind of it's not really emo. It's kind of emo. I don't know. I was getting into emo stuff then, so yeah, that song I really like that. I don't know how to I'm not good at like explaining songs and stuff. I probably should have written down like genres and stuff for everything. I might have to do that for my next one. But yeah, it's a good song. And then "Everything's Embarrassing" by Sky Ferreira, the one with the Unknown Mortal Orchestra remix. It's really good. I've also been listening to the last 2 months quite a bit. I don't know. I don't really like the actual version of "Everything's Embarrassing." If you couldn't tell by the Arctic Monkeys as well, I've been listening to a lot of kind of like Tumblr esque songs. So yeah, I've been really obsessed with like all that Tumblr stuff. Like since like the end of last year, I was super into like the indie sleaze thing. I don't dress like it. Um, I dress like this most of the time. I don't know. I like a lot of different things all the time. I've been super into Y2K for like 3 years now. I don't dress like it most of the time, but yeah, I'm gonna try and make like a style inspiration video eventually. I did try to do that actually like 2 years ago, and I did really like how it was going, but I never finished editing it, and it's not like I could just finish editing it now because my style has changed, and also I had short red hair and a side part then. So yeah, I've also been listening to like a weird amount of like summer like music off of my summer playlist. Um, I guess it's almost summer in America, so if you guys wanna like if there's any Americans or wherever else it's gonna be summer or warmer for, um, that playlist I really like. I still edit it regularly and yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of different things in there. There's a lot of more like indie influences in it, and some like more classic like summer songs and other stuff. So if you want to check that out, you can. But yeah, I'm going on a bit of a rant, but it's fine. I'm editing this, and I think it's better when I give more explanations to songs instead of just like naming them and you just kind of sitting there and listening. I'd rather be a little bit more descriptive. Then Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls. That's like one of my favorite songs. Me and my friend have been listening to that a lot. I don't really need to explain that song to you because everyone knows that song. If you don't think you do, you do. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I just that song means a lot to me for like no particular reason. I just really like it. So yeah, I've been listening to that a lot. And then Diet Mountain Dew by Lana Del Rey. I never thought I'd be like a Lana Del Rey fan, but again, like the last couple months, I've been loving her. Yeah, ever since like the Coachella, I was about to say the Coachella stuff happened. Ever since Coachella, like her performing at Coachella, I didn't really watch her performance or anything. I watched her like riding on the bikes, and then I was like, I want to listen to some of her music, and then I started listening to that song a lot, and I've been listening to a little bit more of her music, like all of the really popular ones. And yeah, I think I have become a bit of a Lana fan now. I got to listen to like some more of her stuff before I like proclaim myself to be like a huge Lana fan. But like, I like her. I dig her. I'm a little late to the party, but I usually am. And then last song I think, yeah, well the last like main song, and then I'll list a couple others. Is "What It Takes to Make Me Love You" by Art Lone. That album I got off of, I don't know, someone followed me on Spotify, and I'm not sure who it is. I think it might have been the person that checked out a song that I recommended. I don't know, but I like was looking at some of their playlists and I saw one of the songs off of that album. I've forgotten what it's called. I'm sorry. But then I was listening to that song and I checked out like the whole album, and that song I just really like. I'll learn. I don't know when he's like what era he's from. It's like older music. It's really nice. I really like that song. Um, I would recommend checking that out if you're like kind of into older music. I'm not like an expert on like that type of music or really any type of music. I just like music, but I know I like that song. So thank you to whoever that person is that randomly followed me on Spotify. I don't know if I followed you back. I added a couple of things from one of their playlists to my like listen to list. I have like a playlist full of songs that I just like have ready for me to check out, even though I don't check out that playlist very often. But yeah, that song I just really like that. And then yeah, those are like my top like six songs. I like have them highlighted sort of. Other songs that I'm just gonna kind of spitfire at you. An album that I've been listening to a lot is "Baby" by Born Without Bones. I said that weird. I found that song in like maybe mm, like October, like September, October of last year, and I was listening to it a lot then. And it's autumn now, so it's more of an autumny album. I don't know, I like it. They're also kind of emo. I don't know what other genres. Maybe I should just start like putting like the genres of things that I'm listing that I don't explain well on the screen because that might help. But yeah, that's a good album. The songs I've been listening to the most of that are Sync, Suffice, and Stone, which were some of my top songs from the album last year. So yeah, that's a good album. If you're into that type of music, you can check that out. Baby You're My Kind by Blossom Dearie and Peter Morgan. I also mentioned that in my last video, but I didn't mention who it was from. Um, I still put it on the screen, but like, yeah, I don't know. I really like that song. It's another older song. Um, yeah, I don't know. I really like it. There's not much else to say. It like relaxes me. I've also been listening to a little bit of Interpol. I've been listening to Evil and Rest My Chemistry, which is my favorite Interpol song. I don't listen to much Interpol though, so yeah, but out of what I have listened to, Rest My Chemistry is my favorite. It's a good song. Yeah. Another album I've been listening to is Turn Blue by the Black Keys. My friend randomly whipped out a CD. It wasn't Turn Blue, it was the one with the car, the one with a lonely boy on it, but yeah, that made me want to start listening to them again. So yeah, they were one of my top artists last week. Oh yeah, I have an app to recommend to you guys. You guys should download Superfan if you have an Apple device. I don't know if it works on other devices yet, but it like gives you all your top songs. It gives you like an AI generated vibe for the week. It gives you your top songs, your top artists, and your top albums, and you can make like groups on there with like your friends. And then like yeah, I don't know, it's cool. It shows you how many minutes you've listened as well. Um, all of that. But yeah, that's a cool app. I would recommend that to you. It's fun. Me and my friends have a group on there, and we like to compete for minutes. Well, not really compete for minutes, but whoever gets the most minutes wins. I don't know. But yeah, if you want to bully your friends for how low their minutes are, you should get Superfan. Anyway, what was I up to? Songs off the album Turn Blue that I've been listening to are Fever, it's probably my favorite, and Weight of Love. Also, another favorite. I was listening to Weight of Love quite a bit at the start of last year, probably around about this time last year. I was listening to a lot of like the Black Keys and the Strokes and like stuff in that same vein this time last year. Um, but yeah. And then also When You Sleep by My Bloody Valentine. Yeah. I don't know, it's like just been kind of another thing that's been scratching an itch in my brain recently. Very popular song. I'm not going to describe it to you because most people know that song. Um, I want to check out more My Bloody Valentine because I do not listen to any of their stuff. But yeah, good song. Also, All I Need by Radiohead. I was listening to Radiohead a lot last month. I've only really been listening to that song, and that's only been like the past week. But yeah, that's all the main music that I've been listening to this month. I think the main artists I've been listening to would be Lana Del Rey and the Arctic Monkeys. I don't know. I've just been listening to like a lot of different stuff, so there isn't any like main artists besides that. But yeah, um, I've yeah. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say right now, so I'm gonna stop. But yeah, that is my main music for you. And then some playlists that I've made. So my May 2024 playlist has like all of these songs on it. If you want to check that out again, my Spotify will be linked. And oh yeah, those AI playlists, I decided to make one. Um, and I called it Dreamy Indie Love. And yeah, it gave me some pretty good stuff. I'm actually listening to it right now. I literally my mind is blanking on what's on there. Yeah, I haven't been listening to like too many of like the playlists that I've made recently. I've been listening to just I don't know, I've been listening to a lot of things here and there. Let's move on to the movies and shows that I've been watching. There is quite a bit on here. Let's start off with the shows. I watched Baby Reindeer. That like I had to take a break for a little bit to finish that even though I was up to the last episode. Just wow. I don't really have much to say on that, and I just can't believe that that's a true story. Yeah, that, and I watched the new season of Bridgerton. I started watching that when I was really bored as like a jerk, and like the covers of like all like the pop songs in that really pissed me off at first, and now I just kind of have tuned them out. But I like Bridgerton. I don't know how I felt about this one. I'm gonna be honest, it was focused on like two of my least favorite characters. Not that like I hated them for any particular reason. I just they interested me the least. Um, but yeah, I don't have much to say about that either. I think it has like a new, not director, like a new showrunner or something. I think that's why it felt kind of different. I heard that. I don't really know. But anyway, movies I've seen. What I've seen in cinemas this month, like the two new movies that I've seen are Terror. That movie was good. And it's not like it's the best horror movie ever, but like I get really bored in horror movies sometimes because I was really into them for a while, and also I'm very desensitized to like horror stuff a lot of the time because look at me. I don't know, just like things don't scare me that easily, but I don't really get scared in it, but like it was entertaining and I thought it was fun. The CGI kind of ruined some of it for me, and like the what was it, the Joker one or the Fool or something. I was just cringing at that one. It was fun to watch though, so I give it like a solid like 3.5 out of 5 maybe. I don't know what the rating I gave it on Letterboxd was, but yeah, I liked it. I didn't hate it. I also watched The Strangers. I did not like that movie. I didn't like it. Just like the couple really pissed me off the entire movie. Um, but yeah, I don't know. And then I also saw Challenges. Me and my sister went to see that. It's a very funny movie to watch sitting next to your older sister. Um, yeah, it was really good though. I love Zendaya. She's the main reason that we went. The ending I was a fan of. Um, and now that I've had some time to like sit with it and think about the movie, I'm not on anyone's team. I mean, I'm team Zendaya all the time, but yeah, it was a good movie. What else do I say about it other than that? I also rewatched Angus Thongs and Perfect Snogging. I watched that when I was younger, and the chicken that pissed me off so much, but that's a good movie. I love that movie. I want to get the DVD of it. Like I see the DVD for it in every single op shop that I walk into. I'm gonna finally buy a copy of it. Um, and now that I say that, I'm not gonna find it ever again because that's what seems to happen to me all the time. I also watched Yes Man, mainly for Zoe Deschanel, but I liked that movie. It was fun, and also I love Zoe Deschanel. Um, I watched Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. That was It was hard for me to get through. Also, Mr. Darcy's casting for that was it's just like there's nothing against the guy and I ended up warming up to him by the end, but like his voice is just not what I aligned with Mr. Darcy when I watched like the Pride and Prejudice film adaptation. I haven't read the book. I will read the book eventually. But yeah, that was a hard watch. Beyond the Lights, I watched. It's like some random like it's like about a pop star falling in love with a security guard. I was bored and it popped up on Netflix. It was a lot darker than I thought it was going to be. Ultimately, like a pretty alright movie. Um, but yeah, that was just like I clicked on it. I was like, oh, dumb pop star movie falls in love with a security guard, whatever. Um, yeah, yeah, it was more than that, but yeah, that was alright. And then I also watched Damsel. That's that Netflix one that Millie Bobby Brown's in. I enjoyed it. It was weird. I like wasn't not like it wasn't weird, but like I wasn't expecting the dragon to talk. I didn't really know much about the movie. Yeah. And then I watched Oh, I forgot to say I watched Bottoms. That was a couple nights ago. That movie is good. I That was fun. That was really fun. I liked that. And then I watched Love Lies Bleeding last night. Also, that was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I liked it. I don't really have much to say about it. I don't know if it's like the type of movie that I'm gonna like want to watch again, but I did like it. I would watch Bottoms again. And then this morning I watched Lisa Frankenstein, really good. I'm definitely gonna watch that again. And it took me a while to watch it, and I'd like to apologize for that because I should have watched it sooner. That was a good movie. But yeah. And then I also watched. I've had this DVD for so long, like probably over a year, and I just hadn't. Yeah, over a year, like a year and like probably 5 months. And I finally watched Little Miss Sunshine. It was alright. Not my favorite movie I've ever watched, but it was alright. I don't know if I want to keep the DVD. So that's something to think about. But I like getting DVDs to try something new, and I just heard like a lot about Little Miss Sunshine. Like I didn't know anything about the plot really. I just knew about like the colorblind part from like clips on TikTok. But good movie. I liked it. And then Yeah, that's all the movies I watched. I think I speed ran those a little, but yeah. And then my books that I have read. Um, the audiobook that I listened to this month, I mentioned last month, was Down the Drain by Julia Fox, and wow. I'd watched someone's video where they're like breaking down, I forgot what her name is. I watched her video about that book like at the start of the year, and I didn't think I'd ever actually read the book. Well, I didn't read the book, I listened to the book. Um, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was crazy, and she has done a lot in her life, but good book. I also, just before I started filming this, finished Conditions of Love by John Armstrong. This is a good book. I have quite a bit book like tabbed and stuff. Um I yeah, I just thought it was a really interesting read. So, yeah, I think my favorite chapter would probably be like Love's Increase. It's like he's just talking, it's like the philosophy of love, like a book on the philosophy of love. This is really good if you want to read about like something like that. Um, he references like heaps of stuff, but like he explains what those are pretty well, so I didn't feel like dumb or anything throughout any of the book. Yeah, it was a really nice read, and I found it really interesting as someone who is not having a romantic life at the moment. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I just think it's really interesting. If you want to read up on stuff like that, I think this is a really good book. So yeah, I got recommended this by a YouTuber that I like. It's like in one of her old videos, she was just talking about this book. I forgot what she was saying about it. I think she was saying that she disagreed with something in it, but I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. I don't necessarily disagree with anything in it. But I don't know. Yeah, I just think it's yeah, I think this would also be something good to read if you are in a relationship or considering being in a relationship or something. I don't know. I think it just has a lot of things for you to think about in it. And yeah, I was a big fan of this. So thank you to that YouTuber for recommending it to me, sort of, in her own way. But yeah, again, it's just I really liked it. I have a lot of things tabbed on here. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 different things tabbed in this book. And it's like how many pages? 160. Yeah, 160 pages, which is like a decent amount for something with 160 pages. But yeah, I there's just like a lot of interesting stuff in here. Like I could read a quote. There was one that I was looking for that I randomly turned to the other day. It was like I'll just say it was like there's a lot of interesting things in there, but this was just like something that I found interesting. Or thought was like sweet was like he said something like every couple or like even just like friends feel a slight condescension or like feel bad for people that aren't them because they don't have what you know what they have with each other, like that type of connection and stuff. Like they look down in a way, like not like in a like oh I'm better than you type of way, but like they feel bad for other people that they don't have that exact connection that they have because that's how special that connection is to them. I didn't explain that well at all, but I just thought that that was like really adorable. Yeah, I just thought that that was really cool because it's not just about like romantic love, it's about just like love in general. I mean, it mostly talks about romantic love, but I think most of it is applicable to a lot of different kinds of love. And yeah, again, I just think it's a really interesting read. I'm really rambling about this book, but I don't know, I really liked it. So yeah, I would recommend it to you if you're into reading things like that. Um, yeah, I think that would be all I have to say for monthly media. It's been almost 35 minutes of me speaking, so I'm gonna give my vocal cords a rest because I don't usually talk this much at once, like ever. I'm kind of that friend that can either go on about something, not really. I'm I'm that friend that like randomly just goes quiet sometimes. not because I have nothing to say, but because I get lost in my thoughts. I'm good at like thinking of things, but I'm not good at like vocalizing them. So again, I hope this helps me get better at that. I need to stop rambling. See, there's no one here to like help me stop talking about things that I don't need to talk about. Um, but if you want to check out my Spotify or my Letterboxd or my Instagram or my TikTok, if you want to check out my TikTok, you can. I post my outfits on there and other random stuff. I'd maybe like to start doing like get ready with me's and stuff on there because I'd like to do that type of stuff on YouTube more, but I think it's easier to do on TikTok, especially because it's like you're filming in like a portrait instead of landscape like YouTube is, so it's easier to capture just like the outfit and not like a bunch of unnecessary stuff out here. But yeah, I want to do more stuff like that and other stuff, and hopefully sometime next week I'll also film a thrift haul, and my course is going to be over then, so hopefully I'm going to have more time to do stuff like that. I would also though like to get a job, please. um because as much as I would love to sit here and just talk to a camera all the time, I am not getting money from that, and I need money because I'm almost 18. So yeah, I'm still rambling and it's almost 40 minutes, so I'm going to stop. But if you want to check out my socials, they'll be linked in the description. Hopefully, I didn't forget that much like I did in the last video. If you look at the description of my last video, I talked about so much. Like, I listed so many things that I didn't mention, so I think I listed most of the things. I have no idea what I'm going to read next month, but hopefully, I find something. I'm still rambling. I'm going to stop talking now. Thank you for watching this video. If you want to check out any of those songs again, they'll all be in my May 24 playlist on my Spotify. Yeah, I don't know. This is going so bad. I'm going to stop talking now. So, thank you again for watching, and goodbye now.